Hi, Sarah here. Long time no see. I'm back with a process video finally, yay! And this one is using the Sweet Treat box by Paper, Pen and Plan, and there's also some ManxyCat Blooms in the October box, which is this one, which is exciting. So thanks so much to Claire for collaborating with me and having some of my flowers in the Sweet Treat box for October. I will of course link all her social media and shop and Facebook group below for you, so you can go and check her out. And without further ado, I will tell you what I am doing here. So to begin with, I've taken a stencil and just added some texture paste through that. And now I'm going to add some colour on my background. I'm using Vicky Boughton Mixed Media cardstock. It's brilliant, this stuff. I think it's called Foundation Pages. It takes to the mixed media really well, so I hardly ever use anything else now. I found this, and what I'm doing here is just adding lots of water to various colours of Distress Oxide, then adding them to my page. For a guide, I'm using my photograph that I've got off camera, which has got my little boy in his little green cover that he wears when he's eating because he's so messy, and I'm just using that as a guide for what colour I want my background to be. And after that, I'm just going to add a bit more interest with this stamp. The Sweet Treat box came with that distress pen that I used. I just scribbled it on my surface and inked it up and used it on the background, but I had the same colour in an ink pad, so I decided to add a few marks with a mini stamp to my background. Pretty much everything that you see in this video is actually from Paper, Pen and Plan's Etsy shop, if not in the Sweet Treat box. So if you want to have a look at what I got, I do have a haul video which I will link below as well if you're interested in that. So I'm now just adding a little bit more to the background, just using up some of the ink on the side there. And as you can see, I've just left it there. I do end up mopping it up into one of my journals just to use at a later date, just as to break up a white page to start with. And now I'm taking my background paper, which of course also matches really well with my photo and the background colours that I'm using, because they do dry a lot softer because it's the Distress Oxide inks, and they have got a really nice soft chalky finish to them. And what I did there was I just distressed the edges and then added some of the distress pen around the edge just to give it a bit of a vintagey feel. And now I'm just gathering a few of the extra bits that came in the box. So I've got a tag and I add some twine to that. There was a little die cut piece that's like a book page, which I love. I have tucked that behind there. I have put a doily in there, but I do change my mind. I take that out later. And all I'm doing is using a bit of the same ink, I think it's tea dye, this colour, and just adding that around the edges of all my paper, just to give it a bit of a vintage feel, and so it matches in with the background as well, which has got a little bit of that in there as well. And there's the cheesecloth just behind those layers too, and those awesome utensils, that fork and spoon also were in with the die cuts, which worked so well for this picture, which is my little boy. He's in the process, early stages of weaning at the moment, so he's all about the mush, and he doesn't like to be fed it. He likes to steal the things off you and feed himself and get it everywhere, as they do. So I've got a sort of a dry run now of where I think I want everything to go. I'm just adding a few extra layers of paper because I felt like it needed a few extra layers behind my photo. I also wanted to tie in the grey fork and spoon with the background, so it all ties in nicely together. So I'm just adding that on a slight angle so that it peeks out from behind. And as you can see now, I'm just layering things up. I'll add a few bits of foam in there as well, which just adds a nice bit of dimension to the background. So as you can see here, here's the foam. It's just cheap foam from any craft shop you can get this from. Mine's from Hobbycraft in the children's section. I believe they still have it. And because I've got that blue paper that peeks out the side, that's a die cut that looks like a torn page, I decided to add a little more of that on the main paper cluster behind the photo as well. So add a layer of that too, and with every layer I am distressing the edges of the paper, and then with most of them I add a little bit of an edge of ink as well, and then yeah, just gluing the layers in between. It's pretty much oh no, I'm adding one more layer to the background there as well, again adding some foam in between the two layers and gluing them together with my tape runner. And I think that's it now. Yeah, I'm happy with my layers now, and I've started to piece it back together again, deciding exactly where I want to put things. I add a little cute tassel to the bottom of the book page, and then I add some foam behind that so that it's just popped off the page slightly, because I didn't want it completely flat to the surface. I also took in this other die cut piece that came in the box as well, just adding that entire piece onto the background. I add an extra bit of foam to one side just so that the whole background is even, and now I'm just going to add some glue to all these smaller die cuts and stick them down as well. I'm sticking my title straight onto the background, the same with the fork and the spoon, and then with the tag I've popped that up off the page slightly, and it's also loose so I could actually take that out and I can write a bit of journaling on the back if I want to. And now I'm just grabbing from the sticker sheets. There's quite a few stickers, there's tons of stickers this month, and I've just grabbed all the stickers that I like the look of and I think will work well, that are the right colours, and just dotting them around wherever I feel like they look nice. And then as a final touch, and that I will add my date to that bottom piece there as well, and as a final touch I'm going to add the flowers. These flowers came in the box as well, but I also do have larger ones as well as these smaller ones, which are like good for scrapbooking because they're not quite so dimensional, but I also sell the big ones that are lots of dimension, that are better for like altered art and box frame things. So I'm just trimming these down. I don't alter the colour of these ones, but they do take colour really well. I did toy with the idea of adding some distress oxide to them and making them all the same tones as the background, but I decided the white stood out nicer, so I decided to stick with that. And to glue these down I'm using 3D matte gel by Finnabar. This stuff's brilliant. It dries clear, and because it's matte as well, you can't see it once it's dry. You just have to place it on and then just be patient, let it all dry. It can be a little messy and fiddly, but in general it's pretty easy stuff to work with. I'm really clumsy, so hot glue guns are not great. Also, they don't always last over time, whereas this gel stuff's brilliant. It's the best stuff I've found for adhering down, especially more dimensional things. And then as a final touch, I'm covering my photo and adding some pale gold, or oh no, rose gold I believe it is, Little Rainbow Moon watercolours, which have a beautiful shimmer to them, which you'll see in the close-ups at the end. And that is me done. So thanks for joining me today. Please do go and check out Paper, Pen and Plan. Head on over to the Facebook group where there's loads of lovely inspirational pieces that other people have made, or loads of projects. It's a wonderful place there, a really happy little group. And I of course will leave lots of links below for everything you need, and just leave me a comment below if you have any questions. I'll see you in my next video, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed my video and you haven't already. Have a great day everyone. Bye!